There are no creative plans for a popular AEW star. Plus, the son of a WWE legend has begun their wrestling training, and an ex-WWE star makes a shock AEW Rampage debut. It's all in the wrestling news right now. No creative plans for Miro. How?
The full package, man.
Explain, Andrew.
Well, I'll explain through Fightful Select. Fightful Select saying Miro has barely wrestled at all in 2022, and it's not due to injury or lack of wanting to. After inquiring with All Elite Wrestling sources, it was reiterated to Fightful that Miro is and has been completely healthy and wanting to actively compete. However, we're told that creative simply hasn't been presented for him. So Miro last appeared at All Out, and before that, Forbidden Door. While it looked like he was back to being figured in creatively during the summer, that hasn't been the case, and he's only wrestled 4 matches in all of 2022. That is insane to even think about, all between June 1st and September 4th. Fightful are told that there were plans to have creative conversations, but that those haven't happened as of yet. And this is such a shame, Tom.
I'm really sad at how AEW has, on the whole, dropped the ball with Miro.
Yes.
Now, he had a run as TNT champion that kind of gave us a little bit of hope.
Oh my God, it did.
He had a custom belt and he put on some terrific showings as champion. But then, like, in and around that, it's been very disjointed, very, like, unfocused. And it's sometimes I feel like AEW put Miro on a show just because fans complain about him not being on a show. I feel like we're reading this story today, and I wouldn't be shocked if Miro appears on Dynamite on Wednesday.
And that's the thing, he'll appear, but then nothing will get capitalized on, will it? It feels like as though because everybody's talking about it, because it's in the news, they put him on the show, we get excited, we're like, okay, they're actually finally going to do something here, and then the next week, nothing.
Nope. He just falls off the radar once again.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic for a better year for Miro in 2023. Do we reckon he'll stay? If the opportunity comes for him to go. So I'm not entirely sure what his contract status is.
I think with how much he's not wrestled this year, I reckon he might go on to other pastures somewhere.
Yeah.
I think just because, I mean, as it says in here, he wants to wrestle, you know? It's not through lack of not wanting to wrestle or being injured. He genuinely wants to get out there and do things. I'd love to see him factored into the TNT Championship title picture again. I'd love to see him even further up the card as well, because I think he's got all the tools to do so. But if something else did come up and he did get the chance to wrestle more frequently, I think he would probably take that opportunity.
I think he probably would. For the second time this week, we are talking about a WWE legend and their impact on the business. On Monday's Raw, we saw Solo Sikoa hit Umaga's finishing move, the Samoan Spike. I love that. It's a very clever move because it's all about there's a pressure point there and there's a pressure point on your neck. Actually no, but it's just there. So when you do. This week, as well as seeing a Samoan Spike on Raw, we could see the son of the Samoan Spike in a wrestling ring very soon. Reality of Wrestling sharing a photo of Zilla Fatu, the son of Umaga, checking in on his first day of wrestling training. He says, "Welcome the newest member of Reality of Wrestling, Zilla Fatu. His father, Umaga, was a part of Reality of Wrestling, and now he begins his own journey." Lots of love online from his peers for this one. The Usos quote retweeting saying he's up next, teasing another member of the bloodline, not for many years. Xavier Woods commenting, "Whoever keeps pouring water on them, please stop." There's a lot of that. There's a lot of Usos. There's a lot of Anoa'i family in the world of wrestling, and long may that remain. Hang on, mate. Hello, mate. Can you come and do some news with me? I'm lonely. Welcome back. Welcome back, my little Chucky egg.
What?
Welcome back, my little Chucky egg. Do you want to tell us what's happening in Impact? Do you want to tell us what's happening in Impact Wrestling?
Tonight on Impact, the Motor City Machine Guns will be challenging Heath and Rhino for the Impact Tag Team Wrestling Championships. Sabin and Shelley are the current why did I just wasn't
No,
going
you're
on
right,
N?
it was an N.
I was, yes, it was an N. New Japan, they're the New Japan Strong Tag Team Champions, and they've held the Impact Tag Team titles on 2 previous occasions. Sorry, it's that Samoan Spike. It just got me. Also on Impact, we'll hear from Impact Champion Josh Alexander, and X Division Champion Trey Miguel will be in action. I'm all for the Motor City Machine Guns versus Heath and Rhino. Tom.
Yeah, that'll be a fun match. I think Motor City Machine Guns. Well, I think they've had a career resurgence. It's a very obvious opinion, that one. But if you look at the PWI Tag Team 100, like they're some of the comeback kids in there, and long may it remain. I think that Motor City Machine Guns are an amazing team to have around on Impact Wrestling because they've been there, done it all, and they can be handy for up and coming teams and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Building magic with them.
Absolutely.
And they'll make some magic with Heath and Rhino tonight on Impact Wrestling. Coming up next, we're going to talk about Rampage, which is airing tomorrow night, but of course, on most occasions, they tape it after Dynamite. Now, you might not want to have Rampage spoilt for you, so this, in that case, is the part of the video where we say keys.
Love you, bye.
Sick. Now, by the virtue of the fact that you're still here, you want to hear about it. So, Rampage last night, banger of a match between Jon Moxley and Takeshita.
Oh,
that was the thing that happened.
I can't wait for that.
I'm excited to see that. People who were there say it was very, very good. So that'll be a fun time had by all. But the one thing people are talking about is Orange Cassidy's All-Atlantic Championship match. Kip Sabian hand-picking a surprise opponent, and that was only former NXT Tag Team Champion Trent Seven. Wolverhampton boy in AEW.
Was not expecting that in the slightest.
I must admit, I'd forgotten a bit about Trent.
I think a few of us had. Yeah.
Sorry, Wolverhampton boy Trent Seven. Now, this led to a title defense by Cassidy. He retained the title. But then we saw Trent Seven, along with Kip Sabian, and the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny, and Penelope Ford, beating up on Best Friends. And then Dustin Rhodes came out and made a save for the Best Friends.
Oh, my God.
It suggests that Trent Seven, this might not be a one and done.
No, which I thought it might have been until this happened afterwards. So whether he could get embroiled in something. I mean, I'm a big fan of Trent Seven, right? I'm really looking forward to watching the match between him and Cassidy. Apparently, from what I was reading, he gets quite a bit in, which I'm looking forward to seeing. It's not just a squash. It just feels weird, doesn't it, not to see him with the boys, though, not to see him with Tyler Bate or with Butch or Pete Dunne.
Yeah, no British strong style around.
But I mean, like him going off and doing his own thing, that's really exciting. That's got to be exciting for him as well.
Intrigued, yeah, it certainly is, because it's like he's very much sort of stayed underground since the final NXT UK. He and Tyler Bate headlined the last NXT UK show.
Yeah.
I kind of thought he might get a call back for NXT Europe. I felt like Trent Seven was always like a Triple H boy.
I mean,
not to say that he still won't.
No, exactly. Yeah, there's absolutely a chance that could happen when that gets off the ground. Because I feel like somewhere down the line, Tom, we might see British strong style back in WWE.
I think we might do
that as well. But what he does between then, I'm looking forward to seeing what he does, and hopefully, for me personally, in my opinion, I would like to see more of him on AEW TV.
And in the meantime, he can go back to Wolverhampton and have some orange chips.
Yes. Orange chips?
Google them. For more wrestling news, it's a Wolverhampton delicacy. It's about as healthy as being hit by a bus. For more wrestling news throughout the day, of course, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Keys.
Love you, bye.